Hi, my name is Nikki, and I want to share my story with you. I've been trying for several months to find the perfect way to do so. I believe that I have a message of hope that a lot of people uh, could be helped from. So, what I would like to do is just start from the beginning. I've talked a little bit about my struggles in life, but I haven't ever told my story as far as my life. And I thought that's a great, that's a good way to get to know someone and kind of where they're coming from and understand, some of the things that I've talked about in the past. So I'm not sharing this for sympathy. It is for hope. It is a message that I want to be positive. It's not, again, to feel sorry for me. It is, I hope that it will encourage someone else that's had maybe something similar or even different, but maybe traumatic in their life, to know that you can start your life over. I'm going to be 50 years old next year, and just 3 years ago, I really began to put my life together honestly for the first time. So I just want to start. I was born in 1969, and my first memory as a child was whenever I was 5 years old. When I was 2.5, I lost my leg in a lawnmower accident, and I also had spinal meningitis, which was life-threatening. It was a very close call as far as it was just a very, very close call with my life. My parents separated several times from what my dad had told me, and finally got divorced before I was in kindergarten. That was my very first memory of pain. I remember how that hurt me so bad, and I don't know if at the time I felt it, but I've felt it my entire life. So my father raised me after they had divorced. My mother actually, I was with her to begin with, but shortly thereafter, just because of my injury with my leg, my prosthetic leg, my dad was just in a better, place in his life to care for me. So I saw very little of my mother as I was growing up. I never lost love for her. I always cared for her. My father remarried, and whom he is still married to this day. And she and I did have a difficult time growing up. I was not an easy teen to deal with, and we just had a lot of really hard times. But time does heal wounds, and the relationship wasn't easy on any of us. Any of the family. It was a strain. But so this was all before elementary, and then things kind of got really bad whenever I started visiting my mother. She was in a really bad relationship, and I witnessed some pretty traumatizing abuse with her. And by the time I was 15, she was paralyzed, and then by the time I was 16, she had passed away. This was directly related to abusive relationship. After all of this in high school, I became promiscuous and started drinking, with other teenagers, and really just all of my friends from elementary and junior high. I just went down a different path, which was not a good one. So I also, during that period, whenever I lost my mother, I lost my maternal and my my maternal and my paternal grandmothers. And so, needless to say, um, the female role model was, not strong in my life. But regardless of all that, the message is, number one, this was just to just up until I was a teenager, my early or late teens, of some things, some misfortunes, that happened. At some point, I'm going to talk about my mistakes because, of course, I've made a ton of those as well. But this is just a beginning, and I think a way to familiarize myself with people, and tell the story the best I can. So I also just wanted to say that after after my mother passed, I started drinking alcohol, and became promiscuous, and I quit everything I started. I quit high school, I quit beauty school, I quit a real estate course that I started, I quit I quit everything. I would start, and then I would get to near the end, to where I would get to the test, and then I would quit. And so this is very, very important to me, what I'm sharing today, because this is not easy. It's very difficult for me to share my feelings, but this is something that I feel like is really a message of hope, that no matter how bad things get in your life, everyone, I've seen it in so many different environments that I've been in, that people struggle. People have so many things that happen in their life, and they're broken, and they're heartache. And for me to sit here today, I was just struggling 4 years ago with alcohol, and abusing substances, but it was because of not dealing with my past from way back whenever I was a child. So I just want this to be the beginning of telling a story, letting people get to know me, because I've talked about steps I've taken, and how I've recovered, and how I have built my life back. And I think that this is the way to start, is start from the beginning instead of the end. So I hope that you will continue to watch. I'm gonna continue to write, and hopefully what I have to say will help you, and it may be someone else in your life or in your family as well. One thing is, I hurt a lot of people. I loved everyone, and everyone that loved me. And that's hard to do, but whenever you turn things around and you start doing the right thing, no matter what age you are, and again, this is 50 years old, 46 years old is whenever I began this recovery process. When you do that, everything can get better. It takes time. Some people will forgive you, some people won't. It may be like that forever, but to know that you turned around and did the right thing, and that you are doing your very best, and that you made your ending a beautiful one, and that you're happy with yourself, is the main one of the main points that I'm going to stress. So I hope you'll continue to watch. I look forward to being able to tell the story, and I hope that in some way that it can touch your life, and give you the courage and hope to do the same for yourself.